Take your index finger and press it into your cheek, just below your cheekbone. Press firmly. Now release. Watch what happens. If your skin springs back immediately, you're fine. But if it moves slowly, if it stays compressed for just a half second longer than it should, if the skin feels less like skin and more like something that used to be there but isn't quite anymore, then what I'm about to tell you is going to matter to you. Because that delay, that sluggishness, that is not aging. That is a structural collapse happening inside your skin in real time. And the fact that it's happening is not random. It is the result of a very specific biological process, one that almost nobody explains correctly, and one that can absolutely be reversed. Not partially, not managed, reversed. The cosmetics industry does not want you to understand this, because if you did, you would never buy another cream again. I'm going to show you the exact mechanism behind why your cheeks are losing their lift, what your diet is doing to accelerate it every single morning, what 3 specific nutrients your skin is almost certainly not getting enough of, and a 3-0-day protocol that works from the inside out, not the outside in. Stay with me, because by the end of this, the way you look at your face and your food will never be the same. Let's start with what everyone gets wrong. Sagging skin is blamed on 2 things, age and gravity. And while neither of those is completely untrue, they are dangerously incomplete explanations. Here's why that matters. If you believe it's just age and gravity, then there's nothing you can do. You accept it. You buy the creams that don't work. You consider the injections. You watch it get worse. But if you understand the real mechanism, the biochemical reality underneath, then you have something to work with. And the mechanism is this. Your cheeks are held up by a protein matrix. That matrix is made primarily of collagen and elastin. Collagen gives the structure, the firmness. Elastin gives the bounce, the spring. When you were younger, your body manufactured both in abundance. The matrix was dense, well organized, hydrated. The cheeks sat where they were supposed to sit. What happens as we get older is not that the body forgets how to make collagen. It's that 3 specific things begin to actively destroy the collagen you have while simultaneously blocking your body's ability to rebuild it. And those 3 things are not random. They are driven almost entirely by what you eat, what you don't eat, and one invisible process happening in your skin right now that almost no one has ever explained to you. That process is called glycation. And once you understand it, you will never look at sugar the same way again. Glycation is what happens when sugar molecules in your bloodstream attach themselves to protein fibers. In this case, your collagen fibers. Think of your collagen network like a suspension bridge, thousands of precisely tensioned cables holding everything in place, giving the structure its lift and resilience. Now imagine someone came through and randomly welded sections of those cables together. The bridge doesn't collapse immediately, but it stiffens. The tension changes. The architecture that was once flexible and responsive becomes rigid and brittle, and eventually sections of it begin to fail. That is exactly what glycation does to your collagen. The medical term for these fused, damaged proteins is advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. And the research on this is not new. A 2008 study published in the British Journal of Dermatology confirmed a direct, measurable correlation between AGE accumulation in skin tissue and visible signs of aging, including sagging, loss of elasticity, and what researchers called structural disorganization of the collagen network. That's science for your cheeks falling. Here's what makes this particularly alarming. The process of glycation is not just accelerated by eating obvious sugar, the candy, the soda, the dessert. It is accelerated by every refined carbohydrate that enters your bloodstream and converts rapidly to glucose. The white bread at breakfast, the crackers at 3 p.m., the pasta at dinner, the fruit juice you replace the soda with. Every single glucose spike is a glycation event. And over years, over decades, those events accumulate in your skin tissue, fusing, stiffening, destroying the protein architecture your cheeks depend on. And here's the part nobody tells you. Glycated collagen cannot be repaired by anything you put on your face. No serum, no cream, no retinol, no laser. You can suppress the surface appearance temporarily, But the damage in the dermis, in the deep collagen layer, keeps going until you stop the process that's causing it. That is step one of what we will address in the 3-0-day protocol. But glycation is only the first villain. There are two more. Your body manufactures collagen through a biosynthesis process that requires specific raw materials. If any one of those materials is missing or insufficient, the production line slows or stops completely. The first missing piece is vitamin C. Most people think of vitamin C as something you take when you have a cold. But what almost no one explains is that vitamin C is structurally essential for collagen synthesis. Not supportive, not helpful. Essential. Here's why. Collagen is built from amino acid chains. Two of those amino acids, proline and lysine, must be chemically modified before collagen can form its stable triple helix structure. The enzymes that perform that modification, prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase, cannot function without vitamin C as a cofactor. Without enough vitamin C, those enzymes stall. The collagen chain cannot complete. What you get instead is what researchers call unstable collagen protein that cannot properly anchor in the dermis. It doesn't hold, it doesn't lift, it dissolves faster than it's replaced. A 2021 review published in the journal Nutrients analyzed 18 separate clinical studies on vitamin C and collagen synthesis. The conclusion was consistent across all of them. Adequate vitamin C levels were directly correlated with measurable collagen output. When vitamin C was deficient, collagen production declined in proportion. Here is the uncomfortable reality. Chronic low-grade vitamin C deficiency does not produce scurvy, so doctors don't catch it. But it does produce exactly this: gradual collagen loss, skin that looks duller, contours that begin to soften and fall. The second missing piece is silica. Silica, or silicon dioxide, is a trace mineral that activates a key enzyme in collagen cross-linking called prolyl hydroxylase. Yes, the same enzyme vitamin C supports. These two work together. A 2005 study in the journal Biological Trace Element Research demonstrated that silicon supplementation significantly increased collagen concentrations in connective tissue. Another study out of the Netherlands in 2007, published in Archives of Dermatological Research, showed that oral silicon supplementation over 20 weeks improved skin surface and hair tensile strength in women with fine hair and aging skin. Silica is found in horsetail extract, bamboo, and oats. It is stripped out of most processed food. Most people over 55 are significantly deficient in it without ever knowing. The third missing piece is the zinc-copper partnership. Zinc and copper are cofactors for an enzyme called lysyl oxidase. Lysyl oxidase is what actually cross-links collagen and elastin fibers. It's what holds the protein matrix together, giving it structural integrity. Without proper zinc and copper levels, lysyl oxidase cannot work correctly. Collagen forms, but it's disorganized. It doesn't stack properly. The architecture is loose. The cheek loses its scaffold. What's critical to understand here is the ratio. Too much zinc depresses copper. Too much copper depresses zinc. Most multivitamins get this ratio wrong. And most people taking zinc without copper are inadvertently suppressing the very enzyme they need to build the collagen matrix they're trying to restore. 3 nutrient deficiencies, each one silently sabotaging the collagen infrastructure your cheeks depend on, each one addressable in 30 days. There is a third mechanism behind sagging cheeks that is almost never discussed, and it is entirely separate from collagen. Your face has over 40 muscles. The cheeks specifically are supported by the zygomaticus major, the buccinator, the levator labii superioris, and the masseter. These muscles are not decorative. They are structural. They hold your midface in position the same way the muscles of your core hold your posture upright. Here's the problem. These muscles atrophy with disuse, and in modern life they are being used significantly less than they were designed to be. Soft food diets, processed food that requires almost no chewing resistance, screen posture that pulls the face into a downward and forward position for hours a day. All of this means the muscles of the midface are chronically underloaded. When a muscle goes underloaded over years, it decreases in volume. And when the muscle volume under your cheek decreases, the skin that was sitting on top of it has nothing to sit on. it descends. That is not a collagen problem, that is a volume problem. A 2018 study published in JAMA Dermatology actually measured this directly. Researchers used MRI imaging to track changes in facial fat compartments and muscle tissue over 20 years. The data showed that facial volume loss, specifically in the midface, was a primary driver of what subjects perceived as sagging. The skin hadn't stretched, the support underneath had diminished. Targeted resistance exercise for the facial muscles is not cosmetic nonsense. It is muscle physiology applied to a part of the body that conventional fitness completely ignores. Here's what the cosmetics industry has been counting on you not knowing. The $60 billion global anti-aging skincare market is built on one fundamental misdirection. It addresses the surface of a problem that lives in the dermis, in the muscle, and in your bloodstream. A cream cannot penetrate the epidermis to reach the collagen layer. Retinol can stimulate some surface cell turnover. Hyaluronic acid serums can temporarily draw water to the surface. But neither of those addresses glycation damage, nutrient deficiency, or muscle atrophy. They treat the symptom while the cause continues. And the cause, the dietary patterns, the nutrient gaps, the sedentary facial muscles, has been present for so long that by the time most people notice the sagging, they have spent years accelerating the problem without knowing it. The good news is that the biology is not irreversible. Not at 55, not at 65, not at 70. This is a 30-day protocol. It has 4 pillars. All 4 work simultaneously. You will not see full results at day 7. Some people see measurable change at day 14. Most see significant change at day 30. A small number need 45 to 60 days because the deficiencies run deeper. But the direction is always the same, and it's always up. Pillar 1, stop the glycation. This is non-negotiable, and it has to come first. Every glucose spike is a glycation event on your collagen fibers. For 30 days, remove all refined carbohydrates. Not reduce, remove. White bread, pasta, crackers, packaged cereals, fruit juice, soda, all of it. You are not doing a diet. You are stopping a chemical process that is actively destroying your skin's architecture. Replace those carbohydrates with foods that do not spike blood glucose. Eggs, fatty fish, avocado, leafy greens, nuts and seeds, grass-fed beef. These foods do not trigger glycation. They are also, not coincidentally, some of the highest sources of the nutrients in Pillar 2. One additional tool here, carnosine. Carnosine is a dipeptide, a small protein found primarily in red meat and poultry. Research published in Biochemistry in 2002 demonstrated that carnosine acts as an anti-glycation agent. It essentially intercepts the sugar-protein binding reaction before it can damage collagen. People who eat adequate red meat tend to have significantly higher circulating carnosine levels. This is one of the biochemical reasons that adequate animal protein consumption correlates with better skin quality in older populations. Pillar 2, rebuild the collagen precursors. You are going to give your body everything it needs to manufacture new collagen. This means 3 things taken together. Vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams per day taken with food, not from orange juice, from whole food sources or a quality supplement. The best whole food sources are bell peppers, kiwi, broccoli, and dark leafy greens. Bell peppers have nearly 3 times the vitamin C of oranges, gram for gram, with a fraction of the sugar. Note, take vitamin C in the morning, not at night. Collagen synthesis is most active during sleep, and vitamin C taken earlier in the day is available in the system when synthesis ramps up. Silica. The most reliable food source is horsetail tea, a tablespoon of dried horsetail steeped in hot water for 10 minutes once per day. If supplementing, look for a product derived from bamboo extract or horsetail standardized to at least 7% silica, not silicon dioxide powder, which has poor bioavailability. The organic plant-derived form is what the body can actually use. Zinc and copper. The research-supported ratio for collagen support is approximately 10 to 1, 10 milligrams of zinc for every 1 milligram of copper. If you take a zinc supplement alone, always pair it with at least 1 milligram of copper. Oysters are one of the few foods that naturally contain both in appropriate ratios. Beef liver is another. These are not accidental. These are the foods human biology was built around. Collagen peptides. 10 grams of hydrolyzed collagen peptides per day taken in the morning, ideally with your vitamin C source. A 2015 randomized controlled trial published in Skin Pharmacology and Physiology showed that women taking 2.5 grams of collagen peptides, a fraction of 10 grams, showed statistically significant improvement in skin elasticity after just 8 weeks. Collagen peptides do not work like a topical product. They enter the bloodstream as amino acids, primarily glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, and signal the fibroblasts in your dermis to increase their own collagen production. They are not building blocks in the simple sense, they are biological signals. Add to this glycine specifically. Glycine is the most abundant amino acid in collagen. The body can synthesize it, but not in quantities sufficient to support aggressive collagen repair. Bone broth made from slow-simmered beef or chicken bones delivers glycine in a form that is immediately bioavailable. 1 to 2 cups per day is achievable and adds meaningful glycine to your daily intake. Pillar 3, reactivate the facial muscles. Every morning, 5 minutes. That is all this requires. Exercise 1, cheek resistance training. Place your fingertips flat against your cheekbones. Smile widely against the resistance of your fingers. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Repeat 15 times. You are loading the zygomaticus major, the primary cheek lifting muscle. Loading it creates the muscle stimulus that drives volume restoration. Exercise 2, jaw engagement. Chew a piece of sugar-free, natural resin mastic gum, not regular commercial chewing gum, which contains seed oils and artificial sweeteners for 10 minutes each morning. Mastic gum has a significantly higher chewing resistance than regular gum. This loads the masseter and pterygoid muscles, which support the lower third of the face. In Japan, facial muscle training, including deliberate chewing resistance, has been part of anti-aging practice for decades. Exercise 3, the tongue posture correction. Keep the tongue pressed lightly against the roof of the mouth with the lips together and teeth slightly apart during resting moments. This is not a cosmetic trick. The tongue is a muscle that, when properly positioned, exerts upward pressure on the hard palate and indirectly supports the mid-face from below. Chronic mouth breathing and low tongue posture drop the entire facial structure over years. These are not vanity exercises. These are resistance training for muscles that have been sedentary, applied to a region of the body that almost nobody trains and almost everyone eventually wishes they had. Pillar 4, address lymphatic stagnation. The face holds fluid. When lymphatic drainage is sluggish, which happens with poor sleep, high sodium intake, sedentary behavior, and chronic inflammation, the tissues become waterlogged. This creates a heaviness, a puffiness, that sits on top of the existing structural issues and makes everything look worse. Every morning after washing your face, do 2 minutes of manual lymphatic drainage using your fingertips. Start at the center of the forehead and sweep outward toward the temples. Move to the cheeks, press lightly at the center, directly below the eye.